Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Time to work on the front clip of the Vette here, and that includes this terrible hood. And in case you haven't noticed, even with all the oxidation, the shade of the hood is a little bit different than the rest of the car. I will address that at some point. Let's remove this vent, and it only takes about 6 nuts from the back here. By the way, guys, we will be taking all this chrome junk out of here, changing the look under here. We'll be getting rid of all the actuators and the pumps from the headlights out of there, because we're going to go with some Le Mans style lighting. The kit will be here shortly, and I'll have you guys ride along for the installation, and I can't wait to see what this looks like with those on, and there will be many other things to do to the Vette here. So let's get these nuts off of here. And yeah, I will be correcting this hood, even though I will be repainting it. I can't stand the look of oxidation and the way it looks now, even just for a short period of time until I paint whatever I'm going to be repainting on this. Looks like the front rear bumper, driver's side door needs a little bit of work, and the hood. The rest we'll be able to save. The car's already been washed before we pulled it into bay, but it's been sitting in here for a good week and a half, almost 2 weeks. And we've done a lot of corrections in the shop, so a lot of grit, dirt has landed on the car. So as we approach each section or each panel, we're going to use a rinseless wash and make sure it's clean. Okay, let's get this started. Again, we're going to start with a 3000 grit. I did start with 2000 or 2500 on the T-tops. They had a lot of damage, I guess, from being taken off and sliding around the back of behind the seats in the compartment. So we did remove a lot of the damage. It's a lot smoother on the rest of the car so far. There will be some areas where we'll have to use 2000 grit or 2500. But for the next few panels, we can start with the 3000 grit, the big 5-inch Trizac disc. And these are fantastic. So we'll go 3000 grit to 5000 grit and just a light polish to finish it up. By the way, I've been getting a lot of questions throughout the series. This is single stage paint. Even though a lot of the panels, or some of them anyways, have been resprayed, it's all single stage. The foam that's coming off as we're sanding, or the residue, yeah, it looks white through the video here, but standing in front of it, it's pink, and if I sand it down further, it would get redder and redder. You'll see that in the pads when we go to clean them a little bit later. And even on my apron and on the floor, it's dripping pink and red. It's just that the sun, UVA, UVB causes the oxidation. The oxidation is dead paint molecules, and those molecules, guys, have lost their pigment. That's what every color, when it oxidizes, looks white or gray. It loses the pigment, and as you sand it off, it will be like a milky color, slightly leaning towards whatever color the car is as you go deeper and deeper. Okay, back to the correction. We are now stepped down to 5000 grit, and you can already see it clearing up. You can see the light above from the shop light. You have a little bit of definition. You could actually see something, and it's cleaned off, and yeah, it is a couple shades off. I may address this hood, or I have 2 other hoods laying around for C3s. The scoop in the middle is a little bit higher, makes it look a little bit more menacing. I have another one with vents. I'll play it by ear as we go on. If I replace the hood, I'm going to have to paint it anyway, so we'll see what happens down the road. Let's just get this thing cleaned up so I can stand looking at it when I'm in the shop or working on it. With this step complete, you can see even more reflection, some more clarity's coming out. Now we can step down once more to the 503. going to do it for this little section. Let me put the polisher down, grab you guys, and bring you a little closer so you can see the difference that we've made so far. Okay, with those quick, easy steps, that's the turnaround you're going to have. Let's continue on. By the way, you do want to clean your pads between every pass. At the very most, I wouldn't go any further than each panel before cleaning off those pads. They will not be effective at all if you move beyond that point, because single stage oxidation transfers from the panel to the pad, clogs up the pores. If you're using a foam pad, really mats down the fibers. If you're using a wool or a microfiber pad, and it must be cleaned. And there is the transfer. Again, the whole car is single stage. You saw on the hood, the residue, the foaming coming from the Trizac discs that are soaked in water overnight comes out looking, white, maybe off-white, a little pinkish. But believe me, when you get up close to it, the further you go, the further you sand, the redder it gets. You can see the inside of the contraption we put together to contain all the material that we clean off the pads into that machine. It goes down into the vac there. I have the vac connected to the bottom of the blaster there. It pulls all of the residue and debris that flies off the pads down into it, or just sticks to the wall. I do have to clean it out. That's a couple weeks of cleaning pads there. That's all stuff that's not going in our lungs, guys. That hole where the air hose comes in is normally covered. I forgot to put that on, but it is a nice airtight way to keep everything subdued and contained in that little box there. So now we can grab our favorite tool, the rotary, and get this side of the hood done a lot quicker. I went ahead, finished the hood and surrounding areas facing up on that front clip, and it looks decent. Perfect? Nah, not even close. That's not what we're going for. If it wouldn't be for the hood, it would look a lot better. We'll have to address that, again, along with the front and rear bumper. No big deal. But it's clean. It's reflective. Looks a little bit more respectful sitting in the shop. In the next video, we're going to take care of the fender door rear quarter, and that will wrap up this series. I hope you guys liked it, enjoyed it as much as I did shooting it for you. I love working on these cars, just in case you haven't noticed. So, Brian from Apex Detail, catch you in the next video.